BOMISpirit. This is the home of also WaterBaby Tarot, formerly known as WaterBaby Tarot. All WaterBaby Tarot content is still posted if you guys want to keep accessing that, for those of you who've been with me for a long time. And those of you who are brand new to this channel, welcome. So I'm going to be doing an intuitive astrology reading today for the upcoming week, for February 7th to February 13th. The way this is going to work is I'm just going to explain what's going on astrologically, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards and tell you guys what I'm also just picking up as an intuitive channeler, okay? By the way, if you're interested in checking out our website, our brand new Patreon, or our brand new Vimeo, look down below. Everything has been kind of revamped, so go ahead and see what else we got going on now, okay? All right, so let's dive in. So this week, I'm really happy about this week. This is a week of settling into new changes, settling into the new things we've laid out for ourselves, and also kind of the new perspectives that we're coming out of all these retrograde periods with. Mercury in particular, with the Mercury retrograde, it was kind of helping Venus retrograde, and so we're still integrating what we've learned from that, especially in the realm of self-limiting beliefs and self-limiting behavior. So just know that that's going to be part of this week. We're settling into that. The other thing is we're going to have a lot of new social encounters and interactions and types of relationships. So I might be meeting a lot of people still, especially from the influence from the new moon Aquarius. New romantic energies within current relationships, and of course, newly established romantic relationships. Excuse me. I was also getting, just as a channeling about just this period of time of February, for the first half of February in particular, that we're kind of rewriting the rules on relationships too for ourselves personally. What works for us so that we can still maintain a sense of personal freedom and we're not really engaging in these old power dynamics anymore. These are just potential energies at play. So just keep in mind, it doesn't have to be what you're experiencing, but it's just potential of what's out there for you to experience. Okay? All right. The other thing is that we have a really cool conjunction happening between Venus and Mars, and it's really helping us, along with other aspects, I'm going to talk about that too, to move into a place of feeling really good and really balanced. A great chance to get out there and create. Also, because we have a lot of Capricorn and Taurus energy, and also a lot of Jupiter energy, it's a great time to invest. It's a great time to kind of revamp our own finances. And it's, yeah, so a risk can pay off basically this week if you haven't already decided to take any risks as far as your financial life is concerned. So that's just a quick overall. But getting into the nitty gritty, because some people like when I get into the nitty gritty, like I was saying, the remnants of Venus and Mercury retrograde. Venus retrograde was a lot. So was this Mercury retrograde. And all of January, even approaching January, I was kind of like, damn, I better I better make a lot of space for January, because January is going to be a slow month. It's going to be a slow month. It's going to be a dense month. There's going to be some shit that goes down in January. And I think a lot of us have experienced that individually. But now that we're in February, like February to April, and I talked about this in the Mercury retrograde video, so go ahead and take a peek at that. February to April, powerhouse months, and we're just getting started. Like, we're still in the beginning of February, and I already feel a drastic difference for me anyway. Sorry, I'm getting carried away. I'm just excited to talk about all of this stuff with you guys. So Mercury and Venus have taught us a lot about our own self-limiting beliefs and behaviors, how we get in our own way, essentially, how we self-sabotage, how we misuse our own power or allow people to misuse their own power against us within power dynamics, right? So there's been a lot. And also how we get in our own way of feeling happy. Yeah, feeling happy. Some of us, it's a lot of lessons around our relationship with money and success, not necessarily like relationships. So just take it as it resonates, because it hit all of you guys differently, but probably under that umbrella of energies that I explained already. Okay. But we still have this energy this week, and so it's just continuing to integrate what we've learned, essentially, so we can keep moving forward and keep implementing positive changes. The other thing I want to talk about are the changes themselves. So we have a lot of aspects that are really helping us to not only desire change, but desire positive change, be excited for it, be more optimistic about it, be more confident, and be more creative in how we go about it. Like, we have so much encouragement right now. And so I really hope all of us are utilizing that in a way that's healthy for us. And even if it's like, some of us might have to take some ballsy moves, do some ballsy moves. to implement some of these changes, which is not always easy. And some of us, it's also bringing up some addiction stuff because we do have Pluto energy at play too, and Capricorn energy as well. But whatever it is for you personally, I hope that it's been a little smoother as we moved into February and as we moved out of the dense part of some of those energies. But some of the aspects that are happening, we have Venus in Capricorn trine Uranus and Taurus, Mars in Capricorn trine Uranus and Taurus, Jupiter in Pisces sextile Uranus and Taurus. You can tell I'm saying Uranus Taurus, Uranus Taurus, Uranus Taurus. Uranus and Taurus is the change agent. That's been the change agent. Like ever since 2021, Uranus and Taurus has been shaking up our lives individually to get us to see some of these things, to get us to see our own misuse of power, misunderstanding is really what I want to say. Misunderstanding of power and what that actually is, and how we've like really allowed it to be embedded within our personal relationships. It's just how we've learned how to do things, right? It's how we've learned how to be in relationships, is that, oh, it's a power struggle. Feminine, masculine, gender roles, all that stuff. It's like, we can rewrite that script now. We can override that program now, thanks to these energies, if we want to. Total free will choice. All of these aspects are helping us to be encouraged to change. Jupiter is bringing in that optimism. It's bringing in that hope, being open-minded to the changes we can make. Also a little bit of luck. Like as we're going through these changes and settling into these changes, you know, we're having a lot more like ease with it, but also we might get opportunities that just kind of seem, what's the word I'm looking for? Serendipitous. So enjoy that as that's happening to those of you who it's happening to. Mars is giving us that confidence, that stamina, that motivation, to like go out there and do it. And Venus is just giving us that craving and desire, because Venus has also been showing us what we've really been missing. What we really, like the part of us that's like almost had a void, or the part of us that has actually been craving something, but like we couldn't really dig deep down to like see what it is that has kind of been enabling some of these power dynamics and self-limiting beliefs and behaviors, even if it's especially addiction for some of you guys. Okay, let's talk about relationships. So like I said, this week Mars is conjunct Venus in Capricorn. They're actually going to be exact conjunct next week. I don't forget at what degree point, but it's happening, I think. Actually, it might be happening on the full moon now that I think about it, because I don't think it's on Valentine's Day, which I'm going to talk about Valentine's Day just technically the week after next. Yeah, I think it's happening on the full moon. Ooh, so on full moon Leo, Venus will be exact conjunct Mars. Holy shit, yeah, there's gonna be serious powerhouse energy. Anyway, so this week we have that, all this week. That is really bringing in that desire, that motivation. It's also bringing in like charisma and like sensual energy and sexual energy. Some of you guys might be really craving sexual intimacy. Others of you are just craving connection like this week because of this aspect, but it's also going to be easy and it's going to be natural. You're not going to be craving it in a way that's unhealthy. You're just going to want to be connected to people, and people are going to want to be connected to people. So it's going to be a really nice, beautiful, harmonious week with that. Again, there's also an aspect that will help you to create and also look at your money, because it is in Capricorn. A lot of Cappy Taurus energy. So I expect finances to be at the big heart of a lot of this. I'm also getting this. Some of you guys might have been overspending recently, especially the week that we're coming out of, as you guys might have been struggling with understanding how you kind of been getting in your own way, the retrograde energies. And some of you might have been overspending to cope or to feel better. Some of you might start budgeting now because of that. That was coming up for a little bit right there. What else? Yeah, I expect a lot of friendships to be born during this time. Romantic relationships, sure, that's a given with these energies, but I expect a lot of friendships and like collaborations to be just at the baby stages during this month, like meeting the people you're supposed to meet for the next shit that you're supposed to be doing, kind of stuff. What else? Mars trine Uranus and Jupiter in Pisces sextile Uranus and Taurus are also bringing in some charismatic, sensual, sexual energies as well. So we have 3 different aspects bringing in sexual energy and craving that kind of intimacy. So enjoy it, have fun. Is just what I'm saying. Have fun, enjoy it. So let's talk money really quick. I know I've been alluding to it like the whole time I've been talking. But a few aspects are really helping us with that. Not only because we have a lot of Cappy Taurus energy, but Jupiter and sextile Uranus especially. Jupiter sextile Uranus especially is like, hey, go and invest some money. Go and look at what you can do with your money. Go look at some opportunities, and luck will be on your side because it's Jupiter. Okay? And of course, Venus conjunct Mars in Capricorn, as I've already said. The other things I just want to mention, the asteroid Ceres. I never know if I'm saying that right. Ceres moves into Gemini on the 8th, so the very beginning of the week. Just wanting to mention it. I don't have too much to say about it. I feel like that can really help us to nurture some new ideas under all this creative energy and like getting up and going energy and starting new things kind of energy. So that's like really nice. Also can help us understand how to take care of ourselves better while we're also dealing with all this Taurus energy now that we're under the North Node Taurus. But beyond that, I want to talk about the following week just a little bit. So I talk about this a lot on Patreon for any of my patrons who are watching. It's the Patreon that's like not there anymore because I have a new Patreon now, which again is linked below. But on that Patreon page, I was talking a lot about these upcoming energies, like how January was going to be this very slow month where we were going to be faced with a lot of our own self-limiting behaviors, like a very sobering, hey, take a look in the freaking mirror. Like, you want to be happy, you want this, you want that. Get out of your own way, and here's how you've been getting in your own way when it comes to addictions, when it comes to your misuse of power or your own sense of disempowerment, even how you control yourself or control others, all kinds of different facets of that energy. And it's like, I think it was kind of hard on all of us a little bit. And now we're in February. February is like the build-up energy of get out and trying to implement these positive changes to get away from how you've been doing things and how you have been getting in your own way. And as we're getting out and meeting people and we're getting ideas, we're also moving into all this powerhouse energy because we have all these aspects that are happening with the North Node all throughout the next couple months. February, March, and April. And then I actually think it's June, but it might happen in May, we start to have eclipse season. We have a couple eclipses back to back. Close in cycle. We have a couple eclipses, and then we have Lionsgate. Lionsgate this year is going to be crazy. Lionsgate, like smack dab, like in the middle, or is like at the beginning? I think it's like at the beginning, actually, more so than smack dab in the middle. We have Uranus going exact conjunct the North Node, like in the portal of Lionsgate. That's just activation city on like a crazy level, and that's gonna be unpredictable. Like, who knows what kind of changes are gonna come of that, but there will be changes. There will be changes, no doubt. And I also want to bring that up too because we have the full moon in Leo on the 16th of February, so the following week compared to the week I'm talking about, full moon in Leo is going to bring some clarity and insight and also just some fun energy, but in relation to the intentions you set during Lionsgate this last year when we had it on 8/8, right? It's like literally the new moon in Leo was on 8/8. Another powerful portal. We had so many portals this last year. Reflect back if you can. And some of you like keep journals, some of you don't, but reflect back to what you were going through at that time and what you were struggling with and what you were wanting and craving. Like, this is the month that we can really see a lot of those intentions, like the seeds of those intentions, like spawn some fruits of labor, so to speak, for our efforts. So we're in a really cool period of time now, all right? But on Valentine's Day, really quickly, on Valentine's Day, Pallas Athena moves into Aries. That's powerhouse energy all by itself, okay? All by itself. I look at Pallas Athena as like Libra energy. It's the energy that's like relating to like justice and wisdom. Also just initiation and writing things, right? But then you put it in Aries and it's just like, whoa, it's like, go and seek your own justice. Right? Go and seek your own justice. Go and seek justice on behalf of others. That's like a very leader kind of energy, very motivated energy. We also have Pluto trine the North Node in Taurus, and Mercury moves into Aquarius. All happening on the same day, on Valentine's Day. all three of those. And individually, those are all powerhouse energy. Like Pluto trine the North Node Taurus, that's bringing like deep power from within and bringing it to the surface. Mercury Aquarius, I consider powerhouse energy because it's like Aqua loves Mercury. Like it really does. It's like, because Aquarian energy, it's all about thinking outside the box and also kind of understanding things that most people are not like ready to understand or comprehend, having that higher knowledge, and then boom, you put it like right in Mercury. And it's also that like personal freedom and rebel and independent thinker, and it's like, I know the truth, I know my truth, and I can run with it and feel confident with it, especially with all these other energies. So I know I'm talking a lot, but there's a lot to say. The gist of it, this week, keep settling into these fun, new, and exciting changes. Okay, whether you're meeting people or you're revamping your relationships, you're revamping your finances, or you're starting new projects and things, to where you're really allowing yourself to set yourself up to have a life where you're having more personal freedom and you're having more independence and you're having more fulfillment at the end of the day. Okay? So keep doing that and have fun with it. And as that's happening, just know we're about to enter some serious powerhouse energies that will just help you along with the changes that you are still settling into. I expect sign-wise that Capricorns will feel this the most, Tauruses along with Capricorns, and then I think like Aquas will start to like really feel that as well, because we still have a little bit of Aqua energy, but all these aspects are really fixated on Capricorn and Taurus. And Taurus is also a fixed sign, so it's like Aquarians, you'll probably feel it too. We're all going to experience it, but as far as like feeling super impacted on it on just an energetic level, Cappies, Tauruses, and then Aquas. And I would check your personal houses. Always check your personal houses. Check where you have Capricorn. The degrees almost don't even matter because we have so much Capricorn energy, but I would look like 10 to 15 degrees is where I would look, to see where you're experiencing a lot of these like energies and like amazing feel good vibes and everything. And of course, where Taurus is 10 to 15 degrees, and that's going to be your change agent. What's pushing you to like adapt to changes. Yeah, but I would prioritize Capricorn for sure. Okay, that's it. You ready for some cards? I'm ready for some cards. I'm ready to do some intuitive readings here for you guys. Whew. I'm sure someone will timestamp this, by the way. People always do. People always eventually do. Let's see, what am I feeling first for this upcoming week? Dreams of Gaia. All right. Any messages or insights for the upcoming week? For the collective. This is going to be collective reading, by the way, not by sign. Although I am hearing Aries over and over, which is kind of interesting. I know the nodes technically in Vedic, I think, switched to Aries and Libra. They're talking about frustrations. If you're feeling frustrated by the beginning of the week, I forget which aspect it is. I think it's actually Jupiter. Yeah, that Jupiter sextile Uranus it gets stronger through the week, even though we have it all week. Whatever you're feeling a little frustrated about or recently frustrated about, I feel like that's going to go through a major shift. Like, I think suddenly you're just going to start to feel good about it, and you're not really going to know why, is kind of what I'm getting. I think you're just going to innately feel more positive and more open and not so rigid. We've had a lot of egoic energies this last week, okay? And I think that's part of it. Yeah, I'm hearing yes. Yeah, that's part of it. We had a lot of egoic energies this last week. So that's really gonna start mellowing out. Any messages or insights for the collective for the upcoming week? I can't tell if they're showing me the Queen of Earth or the Seneschal in this deck. It's like I'm almost seeing both. Almost seeing both. We'll see if they come out. That to me is about dedication, being grounded. It's a really nice balanced energy because like I'm feeling the focus on intention, but at the same time, like not letting that focus control you, not letting that focus take you out of the present moment. So it's like, you know what you want for yourself, you know what you want to be committed to, you know what you want to be invested in, but you're still taking time to like allow yourself to just kind of be and to be in a flow state. I keep getting this about flow. Yeah, it's like we can be focused without being stressed out. We can be focused without being all in the head, right? I almost wanted to say without being mental, which is kind of funny. Any other messages or insights for the upcoming week? Oh, nice. Oh, I didn't see that card lurking behind it. I just saw this at first, the Ace of Air, the One of Air, and then I saw the Sage in reverse lurking behind it. Whew. So, truth. There's a lot of truth coming forward here, but it's also shedding light on illusions and deceptions. The Sage in reverse is like the stereotypical deceptive, what's the word I'm looking for? Malevolent trickster. That's what the Sage in reverse is. That's what the Sage in reverse is. So what's coming up this week is, like I said, it's that continued understanding and integration of what the Venus and Mercury retrograde periods were teaching us. We're teaching us about power dynamics, misuse and abuse of power, what part of us is missing that we keep searching for and seeking in others or in things around us, and obviously the illusions that are tied up in all of that and tied up also in the programming, and that kind of stuff does make us susceptible to being manipulated. So this is fascinating. If you have anybody in your life where you've been kind of working out these power dynamics with, because power dynamics, it's not just a you thing, it's a you and other people thing. It's a relational dynamic, right? So if you've been struggling with a certain person in particular, there's going to be a lot of understanding and truth that comes out of why there is that struggle, why there is that power dynamic, whether it's something you need to understand about yourself or just in general about this person or this kind of dynamic. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's like people who manipulate, like, not always for self-preservation. Not always for self-preservation. Perception in reverse. Yeah, so this week is seeing what you did not want to see. Seeing also what was just too hard to see. Hold on. Seeing also what was too hard to see beyond the distorted programming of all this stuff. How society's programmed us, how our families have programmed us, how all of our traumatic experiences have programmed us to kind of see a distorted reality and distorted view, right? We're going to be seeing that this week, more of that. And again, as we're seeing more of it, we can really integrate that and keep moving along in these new changes and new lives that we're developing for ourselves. Some of us, it's denial, though. I'm not going to lie. I am picking up on that, so I just have to be honest. Any other messages or insights for the upcoming week? Ooh. This word just the term they just gave me chills. So I was just like, I just had to sit with it for a second. I'm hearing false prophet. And I feel like that's not just like false prophet. I think it's also just realizing you've listened to people you shouldn't have been listening. Not should have, but listening to people who have been giving you distorted truths and distorted beliefs and distorted understandings. Like false mentors, false teachers. That's also coming up here. Any other messages or insights? Union in reverse with the emotion, I always say emotional, the emotion and intellect card. This card speaks of the balance of fear and love. It is a balance. They both exist. Can't pretend like they don't exist. They both exist. With Union in reverse, it speaks of how that play, that dance between fear and love, if we sit too much in fear and too much in love, we can be very out of balance. That's what this is speaking to. And when we're out of balance, it's really hard to be happy. It's hard to feel fulfilled. It's hard to feel okay. It's hard to feel like we're not missing something. So again, this week, understanding and integrating the truth that is being brought forward by way of Mercury, Venus retrograde period of time, and what we were learning from that in the false teachers we listen to, the false beliefs that we have allowed to become part of our narrative, part of our reality, part of our own sense of perception, the programming we've gotten from society, all that stuff, right? In relation to our own sense of power, gender roles, relationships, what money is, what success is, all that shit. Seeing how that has been keeping us from our own sense of inner harmony and inner peace and inner balance, and if we've been acting out of fear or love or not. And some of you might really see that in like specific people that you've been dealing with, especially if it's family, because we do a lot of Cappy energy too. Even Taurus kind of relates to family indirectly. The people that we've looked to for guidance and the people we've looked to that we've almost depended upon at some point in time, whether it's emotionally or financially. It's a big week. Okay. On the bottom, we have 4 of Fire in reverse. Interesting. There's that focus and intention I was picking up on. We have the Queen of Air in reverse. Oh, boy. And the 9 of Air in reverse. And ending with integrity. Yeah, these egoic energies are dissipating. I just keep getting pulled back a little bit to this past week, and it's like I just get a lot of triggery energy, a lot of egoic energies. And in a way, it's like when we get really triggered like that, it really helps us to push ourselves within. When we get really triggered by external circumstances, and when we get pushed within, it's like then we can have our own sense of truth and our own sense of understanding that's not distorted from external forces. But anytime you're getting a triggery experience, just know that that is what can happen, is that you can get pushed within yourself to have your own self-understanding, to see your own truth in it, or even the truth, if you want to say that. These overall energies, I think this is all stuff that we're working through and that we're dropping here. Like I'm just getting a very scattered sense of focus. I'm getting a lot of frustration. I'm getting a lot of like negative thought patterns, negative like narratives that are creating kind of negative experiences and negative realities. Like, for example, if you think the whole world will judge you and you think the whole world will tear you apart and you just expect people to do that, you're putting that energy out there and you're acting in a way where it's like you're anticipating it. So even if someone isn't judging you or isn't going to tear you down, you're just waiting for them to, and they can feel that discomfort. They can feel that. And then you'll start to look for it. And whether it's actually happening or not, you're seeking it out, you're looking for it, so you're experiencing it, even if someone else is doing it to you or not. And then there you are. You're in a negatively created experience of your own mind, right? 9 of Air in reverse is the power of the mind in our own sense of reality and how we experience things. Queen of Air in reverse, I just feel like it's that misunderstanding and like misperception. I don't think that's a word. Yeah, it's like, where's your focus? Where is your focus? And this is tying into those self-limiting beliefs. Again, all of this stuff I think has been worked out through Mercury, Venus retrograde, and we're continuing to work it out as we are coming into this understanding of truth, and how we get in our own way. Whether it's the programming, the behavior, self-limiting beliefs, how we get in our own way of happiness and our own way of fulfillment. It starts by where your focus is at. Is your focus on you? Or is it on the external? Is your focus coming from fear and love? or just fear or just love. Like there is a balance to both. There is a healthy balance to having a little bit of both of that. And it's like fear doesn't have to be like fear. It can also just be caution. It could just be, I know the possibilities of how this can go. I will stay open-minded and I will stay positive, but I do understand that this, that, and the other thing can happen, right? But yeah, wherever your focus is going and wherever it's coming from, that's what you're going to experience. With integrity coming in here, I like that integrity is here because integrity is a reminder of like, again, wherever your focus and attention have been and like wherever they're at like 24/7, if it's from a place of integrity, you also are more likely to have a much more pleasant experience because integrity is truth. Integrity is truth. It's respect. It's honorable. Do you have those thoughts towards yourself? Do you have thoughts of integrity towards yourself, or do you have thoughts of judgment and negativity and all of that unfocused negative energy stuff, right? It's like, are you sending yourself that all the time? Are you sending yourself thoughts of like, you're okay and you got this and you're capable of this and you can do this and you're loved and you're supported and you're this and you're that, you know, you guys know what I'm getting at here. There's also going to be more instances of seeing how people do not act with integrity. That's going to become more and more and more clear. And it might be kind of frustrating. I think some of you guys have already experienced that, where because someone is in this state of having a scattered focus, and a focus also that comes from like more fear than anything. Because I'm getting more like the fear scenario versus like the only love scenario. Because there's unhealthy connotations to that too. But coming back, I feel like some guys are going to be seeing this a lot more in people. It's just going to be more obvious. Like when someone is fearful, when someone is anxious and just thinks negative things are going to happen, they tend to be a little bit more manipulative. They tend to be a little bit more manipulative and not act out of truth. To feel safe, to feel in control. Power dynamics. It all ties together. This is a lesson in integrity. And wherever your focus is at and the energy it comes from, that's what's going to happen. That's the energy you're going to be putting yourself in because it's already in you. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, if you're already in that state, you're in that state, you're in that energy, and you're just going to keep giving it to yourself. So just to be aware of your focus and intentions and things of that nature. That was kind of a lot. I want to do a second spread. Where are we going next? Okay. We're going to do Light Seers Tarot. Any messages or insights for the upcoming week? Any messages or insights for the upcoming week? Any messages or insights for the upcoming week? And then I'm going to do parting messages after this. God, this deck wants to talk. Am I taking these? Okay. They kept coming out in big batches. I was trying to get smaller batches. So we have Knight of Cups in reverse. Ooh, Lovers in reverse. Three of Pentacles, and then Seven of Swords in reverse. Yeah, how efforts to deal with other people, to have collaborations, to have a give and take where you can build something with somebody, whether it's romantically, whether it's business, whether it's a friendship. It's basically like, what happens when you try to get together with another person and invest in something together, in a shared effort of some sort, right? Or in the plans that you're making and the things that you're trying to forge. Because it could even be self-sabotage we're talking about here. It doesn't have to be like completely like between you and one person or many people. It can also be how you get in your own way. Realizing how that happens. Preceding that, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse with Lovers in reverse. So speaking of kind of the same energies, actually, like with these two cards here that we've already gotten, Lovers in reverse is basically the Union card in reverse, that lack of balance, making decisions from a place of an extreme energy, one of extreme fear, and maybe even extreme love. And when I say extreme love, I mean like moving into a realm where you're not even really grounded in the present. You're not really grounded in this physical reality, because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, we can move into unity consciousness, but also understanding that we are still in a physical reality. And even within a physical reality, there are aspects like that in this reality that we still have to experience and we still have to live by, even if your understanding goes beyond that. It's hard to live in this world but not be of it. It's one of the biggest challenges for light workers, for metaphysical guides. That's what I refer to myself as at this point in my journey. You know, you wear different hats throughout your life, right? Yeah, but anyway, coming back, that's a whole other lesson. That's a whole other video. The Knight of Cups in reverse, that's closed. That's a very closed sort of emotional state that I'm picking up on. Where, yeah, fear. But even beyond that, it's almost like emotional armor. It's not being open. It's not being vulnerable. It's not being receptive. It's like it's being closed and guarded. Closed and guarded. And that can lead to self-sabotage. That can lead to sabotaging circumstances. That could lead to distorted dynamics within relationships, and even distorted thinking, because you're not being balanced in your emotion and your intellect. Let's keep going. Any other messages or insights for this upcoming week? I'm actually hearing the words, I need to see, I need to see, I need to see, I need to see. We have Ace of Wands in reverse. What have you been putting off? That's really what I'm getting with this. What have you been putting off that could be very fulfilling for you? What is it? It's going to be different for all of you, but it's something. If you're resonating with this reading, it's something. There's some sort of choice or path, hobby, activity, relationship, job, an experience of some kind in particular that would be very fulfilling, but you haven't been pursuing it because of this state. It's interesting how all this stuff ties into each other, right? It's like, because yeah, we're talking about power dynamics, we're talking about misuse of power, addiction even ties into this, like that missing piece that some of us have been kind of facing for the last like month or so. But also just coming right down to it, where it's like just almost lacking the ability to be able to have the balance of the mind and the heart, or something getting in the way of being able to do that. And especially as it relates to relationships, being open and being available and kind of allowing ourselves to get out of that like negative state of mind, right? The negative focus, which a lot of us is rooted in these distorted programmings that we've learned from society, that we've learned from family, and we've just taken on as that's how you go about relationships or you go about life. But with this, I'm getting like a delay, a resistance of pursuing something that would bring a lot of fulfillment. Something that you already know what it is, but you've been getting in your own way about it. Overall, we have Five of Wands in reverse, Four of Cups in reverse. Ooh, Temperance in reverse. Yee. In the World in reverse. Beautiful, ending with the Six of Swords. I love that. It's making peace with it. This overall energy is interesting. Before even getting to the Five of Wands in reverse, because that's the first card out, I want to talk a little bit about this energy. Four of Cups in reverse, Temperance in reverse, and the World in reverse. That is that stuck energy. That is the energy that's been getting in your way. No matter what it represents to you, it's literally everything I've been talking about. It's like Temperance in reverse, Four of Cups in reverse. That could even be addiction, especially with the World in reverse, because World in reverse can be resistance to lessons and cycles, needing to close certain things out. But yeah, I'm looking at addictions. I'm looking at disempowerment. I'm even looking at depression. Like really deeply rooted feelings of not being okay. Not being okay. And it's the programming. It's the programming. The card that comes before it, it's putting down the resistance. I did a personal reading recently, and it's like, and I'm feeling a little bit of that, like, what was brought up is like, when you have your truth, and then you have this notion or idea or belief system or programming that conflicts with the truth, and what happens? Stagnancy, conflict, resistance, right? It's like, that's what happens when you do have your own sense of truth, integrity, your own internal compass, so to speak, and then you have all this like old programming that totally conflicts with it. It's gonna cause stagnation. It's gonna cause this feeling of like not knowing and not understanding, or feeling confused, or not feeling balanced, right? It's like I'm getting a little bit of that here, where it's like the programming is telling you to do something, is telling you the truth is one way or the other, when really it's distorted, and your own truth is right there waiting for you to embrace it. But being stuck in the middle of that just leaves you unhappy, can leave you depressed, can leave you feeling hopeless, can leave you feeling not okay. This is about surrendering that, like seeing that and surrendering it, no matter what form it's coming up for you. So I know there's a lot that came up here. So again, just take the messages as they resonate. I am going to do a parting message for you guys, and then we will depart. What is calling me? Oh, let's do Gaia Oracle. That feels good. Let's do Gaia Oracle. All the decks I use are linked below. FYI. Any parting messages for the collective? Any parting messages for the collective? It's just time to get out of our own way. That's all this is. That's all it is. Doesn't have to be complicated. It's just getting out of our own way. Can I get a parting message, please, for the collective? Let's see. Ooh, yeah. Ganesha and perception. Literally, let's remove the distortion and all that that's causing these blockages, that's causing this resistance, that's causing us to not pursue what will be fulfilling for us, not being open to even what's fulfilling for us. It's like some of us, I'll say some of us, because, you know, us, collective, right? Some of us have literally everything we'd ever wanted. Like right in front of us. But we don't let ourselves believe that. Because it doesn't look a certain way, or it doesn't sound a certain way, or other people aren't accepting of it, or something about our programming is telling us no, when really it's right there, and it's right there. You can find happiness in some way in your life. Like, I know that in life there are things that happen, and sometimes life is not fair. It is also just the way life is, unfortunate. Well, I'm not even gonna say unfortunately, because it's like, it all serves a purpose. When things go awry and things go wrong, there is always something to be grateful for. Whether it's gratitude for just being alive, gratitude for being able to breathe, gratitude for being able to go outside in the world, walk around in the world, to hear music, to taste food, like whatever it is, it's like we can always find gratitude for something, and gratitude is facilitation of happiness, right? When we lose that gratitude and we get into these kind of like states of mind where it's not enough or it's negative or we're anticipating right, anticipation sometimes I think just leads into anxiety, but when we're like anticipating the world from a negative, closed off, distorted state of mind, it really leaves very little room for happiness. But anyway, I can go on and on. This is about removing that. So we can be open to a life that's fulfilling and a life that can really give us more joy and more happy times. Okay? I'm going to read these off to you guys. I don't know what to call this reading. There's a lot going on here. Ganesha, clearing away obstacles, protection, and guidance. Ganesha, one of the most worshipped deities in the Hindu pantheon, has shown up in your reading today as an omen of good fortune. Whatever has thwarted your progress or prevented you from moving forward will soon be resolved. An obstacle is cleared and you are free to move on. Your plans are able to come to fruition. Know that everything happens for a reason. The blockages you have faced were in fact a blessing in disguise, an act of divine intervention. Timing and circumstances were previously not favorable, and your efforts would have only ended in disappointment and failure. The path is now clear, and the timing is right. Your stars are in alignment. Very nice. Now perception. The lady featured on this card looks directly at the observer. She radiates love and wisdom, yet stands firmly in her own truth. From this standpoint, she is able to see beyond the veil of illusion. She has shown up in your reading today to reflect these same qualities within you. You are advised to stand your ground with regards to a particular person or issue. Stand within your own truth and don't be swayed by another's beliefs, opinions, or views. If it doesn't feel right, then it's not. Trust your intuition and gut feeling on this one. Be true to yourself. You can respect another's views without having to change your value system. If it doesn't align with your values, then don't take it on. I love that. Just don't do it. You don't have to. All right, guys, so that's it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we have a lot of new stuff, so go ahead and check out what has changed to BOMISpirit and formerly WaterBaby Tarot. And I hope you guys enjoyed this and got a lot out of it, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Take care.